We are just about 4 miles off the shore of Lake Erie at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. And we are underway in Buffalo. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. In motion, Hill. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Short throw to Smith. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Tua. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Short throw to Smith. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
3rd and 3. Tua sets up to pass it. He'll dump this off to Achane. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. And now a decision here on the opening drive. 4th and very short, this part of the field. What do you think they do, CD?
I think you go for it. I think there's a lot of game left to be played. I like the advantage that they're trying to create here early. I say be aggressive and try and get it done.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Bills ready to take over. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing to start the drive. Allen, and this is Cook with a grab. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Coleman, the man in motion right. Here's Allen to throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. They'll run here with a rookie. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. And that was Dorian Williams who found his way through and planted him for a loss on the play. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Terrell Bernard getting in there to drop him for a sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there. 39 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They run it again with Cook. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield.
Oh, he sheds himself free. Still on his feet, and finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what, 3rd down, all you're thinking is, what can we do to keep this drive going to get enough yardage to move the sticks? You're certainly not thinking about taking this one almost the length of the field, but that's exactly what happens here. What a play, and what a change of fortunes.
They'll run with Cook. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Allen. And it's caught. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, a touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Bills are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. Takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Throw caught by Achane. And he'll be out right at the 35. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. And that's football 101, isn't it? Tip your cap to the rookie. He knocked that one away, but he better not relax. They're going to test him all game long.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll run for it with Achane. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
You have to figure with this offense on 2nd and inches, they're in ideal shape, but then they end up getting an incompletion, a run stuffed on 3rd and inches, and you look around and say, how did it become 4th down?
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Good drive last time, really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
2nd and 10. Now Allen. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 26-yard line. To throw, it's Allen. Coleman has it here right side. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Here now, 2nd and 4. To the air, Allen. And this is going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Allen now looks to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Here's Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Keon Coleman, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills have taken the lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Up the middle, Achane. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Now Tua. Dancing, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Ed Oliver, that time, the one to get in there and bring him down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's fielded at the 34. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Now their last 2 drives, both ending in touchdowns. It's got them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
That big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that one. No gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Has his man. It's Shakir. And they'll get him down 2 yards shy after a pickup of 8. 4th and 2.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. Malik Washington deep for Miami. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Miami's offense set and ready to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now 2nd and 9. And the tight end goes in motion left. Achane here, they stay on the ground. Runs through the contact. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
On 3rd down, Achane. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 9 yards that time.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
From midfield, here's Tua. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. In motion, Hill. They'll swing this complete out to Hill. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. First catch there for Hill, and he's got a first down. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got him.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 34.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller, because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
Achane will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on first down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1. Achane once more, and this time he'll score. Touchdown, Miami.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Buffalo set to get the football back here. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. Now Allen. That's caught. It's Coleman. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Allen. Flush to his right. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run from Achane. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Looking to pass. Tua. Complete to Washington. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one covers 29 yards. 1st down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Going to the air. Tagovailoa. He's got Smith here. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
I know that halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 1. A run straight ahead with Achane. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Tua sets up to pass it. On target over the middle to Hill. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 21. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here's Tua. That one complete to Hill. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Tua going to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get 6 points. And they're certainly going to get that opportunity as they get the conversion and set up 1st and goal.
Turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll take Dolphins touchdown. Alec Ingold, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins have moved out in front. And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field. The fullbacks for the defense, they knew what was coming.
They knew, but they weren't able to stop them. They knew they had to meet them with a little bit of force. But on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the Bills getting set to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Quick slant to Shakir. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1 minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock, give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Two yards to go, second down. Here's Allen to throw it. Shakir hauls it in. That one a first down pickup of 8.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now 2nd and 3. And again, it's Allen. Working the middle here. That's complete to Knox, the tight end. And Knox is going to have a Bills first down as the tackle made down at the 33. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. A final shot before half for Allen. Buying time to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Palmer going in motion right. Play action. Now it's Allen. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Allen from the gun on third down. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
The Bills send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. $40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. So from the 37, here's 2nd and 3. Again, it's Achane. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
A quick throw complete to Washington. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there? Swarming to it and not allowing that to happen. Did not let him get downfield.
On play action, here's Tua. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he is going to lose yardage here. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. 20, 10. He will have the first down and a bit more. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 44 yards. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Off the play fake. Allen, and nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Here's 2nd and 10. Coleman, the man in motion left. To the air, Allen. Throw left side complete. That's Coleman. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. He'll get this over the middle here to Palmer. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. Coleman, the man in motion left. Now Allen. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Allen off the play fake. That's going to be caught. It's Palmer. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 23 yards, the final tally.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the 1st down.
Allen now looks to throw. That's again complete to Palmer. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Here comes 3rd and about a foot. Allen. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Keon Coleman, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bills are back within a score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tua. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, that is certainly a deflator right there defensively. Their guys just came off of a touchdown drive. They're back in the game, and then bam, they give up a touchdown 1 play later. How about that?
And the momentum, which seemingly had shifted the other direction, thought we might be seeing a comeback. That momentum right back the other way.
Well, that is certainly not complimentary football that we saw right there. The defense is supposed to help their offense, not give up another touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. To throw, it's Allen. And that one complete to his receiver, Palmer. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down. Allen going to throw. He's able to get it to Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Bills' passing game getting them down the field. They've got another 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Allen to throw once more. That's complete to Palmer. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Here's Allen to throw it. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5. They'll give to Cook on the read option. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Now Allen off the bootleg. That is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Khalil Shakir, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. And that score there makes this a...
Agreed, because before that touchdown, this looked good. They've got hope. They're back in the game. They feel...
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Gregory Rousseau able to bring him down. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. Off of play action. Tagovailoa. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired, while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. This is taken at the 18. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Here's Allen. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. But you could almost see his eyes light up defensively. I mean, as a linebacker, that's about as quick as you can get to a quarterback.
So what did your 3rd grade teacher teach you about straight lines, right? As soon as you have those, you take full advantage of them. He found a gap in the offensive line, got to the quarterback, and put him on the deck.
Throwing now is Allen. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Palmer. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a 1st down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield And when they see openings, take their shots.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Looking on the out route, he finds Shakir. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up second down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 22.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
From the gun, it's Allen. This is caught. And the Bills are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Well, surprise, surprise. First and goal at the 1. No quarterback sneak, no running play. They decide to throw for it, but the pressure got to him quickly and put the quarterback down.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Great defense there on third and goal. They took away everything. Forced him to fire that one to the sideline where no one could get it.
The kick by Bass is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Miami set to take over. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
To the 36-yard line, stop there.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? or they're going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Devon Achane, 36 yards. And the Dolphins get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. But that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a two-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 20. Offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a two-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. Shakir hauls it in. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. And Knox is going to have a Bills first down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try the middle with Cook. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Now a 2nd and 2. In motion goes the tight end. Here's Cook again. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Coleman, the man in motion right. To the air, Allen. This is Coleman with a grab. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Motion man is Shakir. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 44-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Allen. That is complete downfield to Knox. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a first down. Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectations.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board. And, of course, the guy throwing them, he's a big-time player himself. They brought it from start to finish and really helped get the better of the opposing secondary. That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after them one more time.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. Hand off to Achane to begin the drive. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. First carry now for Alexander Madison. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Play action. Now it's Tua. He's got his target. That's complete. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. On the handoff, it's Achane. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now Tua. This is caught by Waddle. And he is going to have a Miami first down, and the Dolphins are going to win the football game. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.